this little dig route, and you can see right there, completely and utterly smothered. What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over the meta defense, what everybody is running, and how you guys can run it effectively. Now, most people are running the Kansas City Chiefs, either nickel 3-3-5, the dollar, or the nickel normal. Those are the most popular formations you are going to see depending on what formation they come out in. So we're going to go ahead and talk about man defense, and more specifically cover one robber press is what we're going to be using today. Now, this is a lot more effective in MUT than it is in regs because you can get better players, you can get better corners, and better man coverage, better press, etc. So while this defense is good, it's really focused towards MUT. But if you are going to be running this in regs, you will need to use the Patriots for this, as they have overall the best corners in the game. So cover one robber is press. First, we need to talk about some coaching adjustments. There's a couple new ones that have been introduced. First, zone drop flats and curl flats, and lastly hooks. In the curl flats, this is the one we're primarily focusing on. A lot of top tier players will start off 20 to 25 and then back it off or increase it as needed. So when you're coming out in this, you want to play a little bit more soft coverage. You don't really want to play super aggressively underneath, otherwise you may end up giving up a huge chunk. And we'll talk about that later on in this video, a couple different adjustments you can do to play more aggressive defense. Now in the dollar is shed defense. So if you have something called edge threat, which is transferring over from Madden 20 with edge threat elite, that's going to be the best way to generate pass rush, as pass rush without abilities and blitzes are basically dead, except for subscribe to the channel. It becomes really difficult to generate any sort of pass rush. So make sure you have an ability. Patriots obviously don't have the best defensive line, and so they're oftentimes not going to get to the ball. So cover one robber press is the play. Now we're going to just start off in a Trey Y flex. We got to talk about a couple things you got to be aware of. First, we're going to go ahead and talk about glitching out man coverage. Pretty simple. All they do, motion over this guy on a streak. You can put A on whatever. And what happens is when they motion him back in like this, it messes up the man coverage. You can see right there, bang, one play touchdown off to the races. So in order to counteract that, we're going to go ahead, and this is a big if you notice that they are doing that, there's one adjustment you can do on defense. First, that is to put A into a deep half, but we're not really wanting to do that because oftentimes we want to leave the deep half on this side and leave A into a curl flat and do something like that. If they are streak glitching you or whatever glitching you, then go ahead and leave a deep zone on that side of the field so the man doesn't get mixed up and you're still able to cover that side anyways. The second adjustment that we can do to counteract that is we go back into our coaching adjustments. We go down, all the way to cornerback matchups and just go to whatever. I personally like speed. Some people like it by overall. Some people like it by height. I like it by speed because, especially going against the Chiefs, you want your fastest corner to match up with Tyreek Hill so he doesn't get burned as easily. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and set it by speed. And then we're going to come out again in this cover one robber press. Same thing, Trey Y flex dagger. And this is applicable to any trips formation. Trips tight end, gun tray, gun trio, any trips. It's going to be able to glitch out man defense. So we're going to stick in this dagger again. Now with our curl flat set to 20, again, that's just essentially automatically overriding any depth that they have and just forcing them pretty much to play at the 20-yard line, aka where the 10-yard line is. We are now free to go ahead and user the guy that's manned up to the running back. Most people in a trip set, not always, but a lot, will block their running back. The last part we want to go and do is just spread our D-line and crash them to the outside. That just generally gets you better sheds. Again, edge threat, it's going to be a lot more viable. Finally, shade up, and if you know it's a pass, go ahead, pass commit. Pass commit's different. Don't use LB, because LB, as you see right here, it does nothing. I don't know why they decided to change it. So go ahead, press RB up on the right stick and pass commit. Last year it helped with sheds. I haven't really tested it too much to see if that does the same thing or not. But let's go ahead and snap the ball. With our curl flat set to 20, we can pass that off. The curl flat will play that crosser. You can see streak's gone. We can take the dig route. Of course, they're going to have the little drag to Travis Kelce, but we no longer have to worry about that. Now, you may be thinking, well, Maestro, what if they go ahead and try and glitch your man defense out again? They motion this guy over, right? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and block my running back. They motion him back in, and that time we couldn't. I don't know what happened right there, but for some reason we couldn't motion snap the ball. I don't know what's going on. We'll try that again. You usually can, and then at this point it doesn't dumb it out, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't fully understand this. There we go. And you can see right there, bang, that time he no longer matches incorrectly or mans up incorrectly and takes it away, and if we were to use it, completely shut it down. So this is going to be a very popular thing that you're going to be seeing on defense, and this is something you need to start using as well. Again, the big key factors with this defense are, first off, at least have an edge threat so you can get to the QB. The next thing is using these coaching adjustments, and particularly these curl flats. Now, we're going to talk about flats and curl flats in combination. So we're going to go back into this dollar. We're going to go back into this cover one robber press. Same thing, gun tray Y flex. You know the drill, dagger as always. Everybody knows this play. Everybody's seen it before. We're going to go ahead and start utilizing a double flat. Now, what's a double flat? A double flat essentially is, let's just go ahead and put these purples back out here and do something like this. Now, we know this tight end is consistently running a drag route. Hard flats, we have not overridden any of them. Please keep in mind that if you set flats to 20 and you put a hard flat out there thinking it's going to play underneath, you've overridden that and it will play 20 yards back like it is a quarter or a cloud flat. Be aware of that. What we can do to take away and say it is a short down, it's like 4th and 3, but you think they could take you over the top, we're going to go ahead and double flat this side of the field. So what we could do is something like this, and then do something like, oops, if I can get the adjustment correctly, something like that. Again, spread D-line, slant into the outside, and try and get some sheds. This right here will now take away any short routes. Let's just go ahead and say they put our tight end on a little flat route. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe Y on an out route or something crazy like that. We'll press, and now we can go ahead, snap the ball. The biggest concern is the tight end. If the tight end is running a streak of any sort, you must guard that. That is your responsibility, anything from the tight end, as there's no longer a person manned up. So he's right there, bang, he puts him into flat. We can cover this little dig route, and you can see right there, completely and utterly smothered. So if that helped you guys out, be sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well. And until next time, guys, lab. You want to run some man defense mutt, you better get the players to do so. Don't think a 70 overall team can play man press against Tyreek Hill, because it's not going to end up too well for you. So this has been T Meister. Until next time, guys, get into the lab. See ya.